Can you see me okay? So started off the hike from Templarios de los Templarios. Never gonna get it right. And I continued on the path that I finished on yesterday. If you remember, the path diverted in two ways. It said the Pilgrim's Way and the Modern Way. Turns out the Pilgrim's Way just continues right next to a road, if you choose to stay right. It's also not very well marked. So in the next town, it's not too far ahead. I think I'll go rejoin the Modern Way. They both converge soon enough. This one really isn't that well upkept, so either way we're walking there. Where to today? I don't know. Wherever my feet take me. There's a few options, and I have to be conscientious of how good I'm feeling, because before Leon there are some spaces between towns that's quite long, and that if I need to be done, I need to be done. If I can only push an hour more and the place is 3 hours ahead, I just need to call it. So let's get after it. Time for a Camino tip / insight. Listen to your body. Sometimes it'll be tempting to want to push ahead and go further than you need to. Maybe feel the pressure because you're part of a group, which I was, and it's tempting to want to stay part of a group because you form such a good bond. But if your body's telling you you need to rest, it's okay to rest. As I mentioned yesterday, if you push it too far, you might end up giving yourself so much pain that you need a rest day anyways. And then what did you push extra for? You can do 40 kilometers in a day, sure. But if it then crushes you, and you need a day off, that's 2 20-kilometer days. It is much easier to do consecutive 25-kilometer days. I think you see where I'm going with this. So that's what I did yesterday. Could have pushed on, but I listened to my body. I gave it the extra rest it needed. Even though I walked 26 kilometers, I didn't push it over 30 for like the third or fourth time out of 5 days. And already I'm feeling better for it. So maybe I'll have another few 30-kilometer days that I'll add in here to subtract another day from the general itinerary. We'll see. Just going by how my body feels. And yeah, if I can push it a little bit more and a town's like half an hour away, fine with that. But if it's way further, then it's okay to call it. So there you have it. Listen to your body. Also, drink water. You might think you're staying hydrated, but man, the body out here just consumes it. Like my Garmin watch says, I'm hitting like 1,500 to 2,000 active calories a day. Should look like one of the Spartans from the movie 300 by the time I'm done, hopefully. on the way to Sahagun. Sahagun. Son of a gun. So the Camino family, they're about an hour ahead of me. Not sure if it was a joke. Someone in the group said, any of you seen Tony? And they're also only an hour into the hike today. A little bit over that. I'm not the flash, guys. I know I'm fast, but come on. Sahagun, it's just what I'm going to call it. It's usually a more common stop for people, but it's about halfway on a typical day as I make this trek today. So still have a little bit of a ways to go, but once I get through there, I'll be a little over half or about half for what we're doing. So on the northeast outskirts of Sahagun, cool little brick church here. There's a little structure I've been looking forward to seeing. You guys are all going to see it here in a few seconds. So many things out here that remind me of Lord of the Rings. We got these two towers that you walk through with knights or something on both ends. How cool is that? Now we have passed through those gates with the knight's blessing. Not sure if it's from The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, but when they're on the boat sailing into like the old ruins and you see those two big statues with their hands out, it's kind of what it reminds me of. And if one of you at home are watching and you're like, actually that was Lord of the Rings Fellowship, shut up nerd, I don't know, but it's still cool. It reminds me of it. All right, time to go to Sahagun. What a cool structure. Can we just agree on that? I feel like I now have the knight's blessing to continue on. And together we shall drive out. Well, the Moors are already gone, but we will drive out the false pilgrims. The pilgrims that stay in albergues with pools. The pilgrims that ride their bikes. Nah, you guys know me. I don't care. I'm not one of those judgmental, pious pilgrims. Remember what I say? It's your Camino. Anyways, flapping my gums. Let's go. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. We are now in the outskirts of the main streets of Sahagun. Those blue doors were painted blue to keep insects away, is what I've heard. Still don't know if that's true or not. But in a place like this, I must be keen and aware and watch my back at all times. You'll never know what's lurking around the corner at Sahagun. Got rusted out cars, old smashed in buses. This is the part of the Camino they don't tell you about. They say, oh, you're going to cross the Pyrenees. It's hard, but it's beautiful. You're going to see Burgos in the beautiful cathedral. They don't say that you'll see rusted out drum barrels. But I like rusted out drum barrels. Remember Rocky Mindset. During his montage, he's running past people who have fires coming out of drum barrels in the middle of the street. Did Philadelphia really used to be like that? Just random barrel fires? Can we make that a thing again? It's like such a cool way to have a fire. I'm not talking about at your 10-acre property. I'm talking about in the city streets. Let's make barrel fires a thing again. All right, everyone. Is this not one of the coolest pieces of art that we've seen so far on this Camino? A pilgrim made out of metal scraps. A pilgrim made that thing in a cave with a box of scraps. Look what I got for breakfast. Your typical tortilla de patata. And then I couldn't see this and not get it. All right, y'all. Gonna try. See how this bad boy is. It's like fluffy and creamy. Oh yeah, it's good. So there is another fork in the road. There's a little weird roundabout back there. If you go to the right, it's this alternative route. Now on my Google Maps, from what I've read, from what I've heard, I wrote down turn left. Choose the left road. Anything old and of significance on the right side really isn't there anymore. It's kind of nothing. Well, they're both kind of nothing, but this one has like one or two more things. So here we are. This kind of explains it. So I'm looking to take that solid red line to Religios, and that city that's scratched off. And the Calzone Quesadilla de los Hermanos. It's not what I want to do. I'm looking to go left. So hopefully I picked the right road. There was another one going over that way, and I'm going to double check on the map, make sure I'm headed in the right direction. And yeah, there's a town about an hour away that I could stop at and be done for the day. Not quite sure what I want to do yet, because Religios is way further up. That would be like a 36K day for me. It'd be my longest walk yet. I could do it today, but I just talked about not pushing it too much. There is one more town another hour ahead, or 2 hours from where I am now, but the albergue options did not look good. Apparently one's run by some bipolar dude. And like I said, it's nice not having to be a counselor on the Camino. Don't want to deal with some borderline personality or bipolar type character who I can't even speak to because of the language barrier. So yeah, we'll see. Anyways, let me check the map, make sure I'm on the right track. So I just checked the map and I am for sure on the right road. Well, for sure as far as the map says. Am I sure? Heck no. I'm just following yellow arrows and yellow shells wherever I can find them. But yeah, we have a nice walk here. All these trees in a row. It's nice and peaceful. I don't mind doing this for a while today until I finish. We have another underpass. We got some good ones. 9/11 inside job. So in about 30 minutes, I'll be at Bercianos del Real Camino. How about that for a name? You don't have a town or village with the name Real Camino on the alternative route because it's not the Real Camino route. All right, that's enough. But when I get there, it might be the place where I stop. I would have been walking for 4.5 to 5 hours. Didn't take the longest of breaks in Sagan. Just felt like I could keep moving. But now my right Achilles tendon it's not bad, it's just a little chronic throbbing pain. If I could sum up the Camino in a few ways, that would be one of them. Just working through the chronic throbbing pain in any random part of the lower half of your body. Might be your hip, your back, your ankle, your tendon, your foot. You never know which one's going to hit you from one day to the next. But I am stretching, even when I rest for a little bit. Stretch in the morning, stretch when I rest, stretch when I finish, stretch when I go to bed. The beds aren't always the best, so I know that impacts too. But yeah, maybe we'll be done soon. We will see. Only on the Camino can you go from ancient structure of those knights and the statues. Maybe they were like 500 years old or 1,000, to some 10-year-old metal tube with a bunch of hippies who put their stickers on it. That's the Camino for you, ladies and gentlemen. Got a combination of the spiritual adventurers, the religious types, and all the history from place to place. Not complaining about it. I think it's pretty cool. You get a little mix of everything here. About 20 minutes left. Crosses like that are a reminder that occasionally people do pass away while doing the Camino. Rest in peace to whoever that was. You see a few of those along the route, and sometimes you'll see the numbers or a picture and it'll be a younger person than you probably would have anticipated. But there are a lot of older folks that do the Camino as well, and you know, so you can wonder if it was a heart attack or something, because this is not the easiest thing to do, though it can be done. See a lot of people in their 60s doing this, and like going at the same distance as me. There's this one 64-year-old Spanish guy. He's faster than me. Dude's a tank. But I was talking to another Camino friend, and they were saying a person doing this Camino is like terminally ill and in their 20s. Doesn't have more than a year left to live. So, buen Camino. So, you know, just thinking about people that do the Camino, whether they know they have much time left or not, can't help but think, you know, what a cool and meaningful way to go out. So, yeah, I'm not sure what else to say, but it's just something that makes you think, I guess. So up on the right, it's about 5-10 minutes from town, is this albergue. Has good reviews. The other one's a Donativo, which also has great reviews, which is surprising for a Donativo. So we have a choice between one or the other. Now entering the outskirts of the main streets of Bercianos del Real Camino. Still 10 minutes or less to the Donativo albergue. I'll check that one out too. But I have a sense that I might be staying here today. It's a small town, but the distances between places are a little bigger from here to Leon, and so I'm gonna push it extra. You know, I have to think like, well, what's the point? Because then am I pushing it too far from Leon, which has some things to see? So I have to keep that in mind. I think I'm locked in for Leon on Wednesday. This is the second time I've heard this song at a bar while walking into a restaurant. What's going on? Morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath. And I say, hey, yeah. So this is one of the main drinks you can get on the Camino. It's cafe con leche, and I swear to God, people, coffee and milk here does not make you need to use the bathroom like it does in the States. It's stronger and yet feels different, and it's probably the milk. So I'm not always a sugar person, but here sometimes you get it just sprinkled on the top just right, and it's like perfect. All right, we're going all the way, baby. Man, when you hike 15 miles and that's like the first tasty thing you drink outside of water, it just hits different. Like I said yesterday or the day before, I forget which video, all these things that we have in our lives that we take for granted, whether we're trying to or not, when you walk a long ways and then get to have it, maybe it's because you're tired, hungry, thirsty, I don't know, but it's just, it really hits the spot.
Not because my phone's upstairs.
That's the #1 rapper in Spain, everybody. Can't believe we were graced with his amazing rapping abilities.
That was
incredible.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Let's go. Y'all ready for this? Okay, what's that? You know, y'all ready for this? Come on, join in.
We got a sunset with the mites.
Y'all ready for this? Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Y'all ready for this? Spin
It's a hit
shit,
song
DJ.
from Australia.
Spin that shit, DJ.
Let's get the party started.
Let's get the party started.
Let's get it started.
DJ DJ Leroy in the house. DJ Leroy.
Y'all have broken me.
This is why you do the Camino.
Have we broken you or have we made you, mate?
Broken me.
Have we broken you or made you?
Can't broken me. Y'all too.
We've broken them, mate.
DJ Leroy was in the house. He had to go because he's such a big top celebrity. He's got to be somewhere. He has to go to Madrid.
Oh, we got a dog here. Hi, buddy. Oh, you're so cute. We went from rapping to petting puppies. Okay, go back to your owner. It's the most random video ever, mate. That dog is fast. This is how we're closing out today's video. See everybody.